All right, so this is an example of what to do for the blob brush or pencil tool assignment. So the first thing you want to do, you'll notice that these lines are kind of dark. Actually, the first thing I'm going to show you is, just to show you, I'm going to unlock this. You can see lock, unlock. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to hide this and show you that basically this is what we're going to do with your face. It's not a body shot like this one. It's a portrait shot. And then we're going to run it into Photoshop and put a filter on it that's going to give it this look. And the reason why we do that is it's much easier to trace our lines when we have this. So that's just to show you. So I'm going to relock this. Now, the reason why this is locked is you don't want to do any line art on that layer. I can't emphasize that enough. You need to delete it and turn in this layer, which is where your line art is. I'm going to turn this back on. Now, this is what you're going to do immediately when you open it up. Unlock it. Click on this layer. There's your selection tool. Click. Oh, I have a little blue box. Go up here to opacity and drop it down. I would say to between 50 and 60. Go back here, relock it. Okay. Do all your tracing here. Now I put pencil or blob or both. It's whatever you feel comfortable with. All right, so here I go. I'm going to do a little bit of this, and then I'm going to turn you loose. I'm going to Control plus to zoom in. Now, your lines don't have to be perfect. Don't bother tracing every single little tiny detail, all these little lines on the lips and that little line inside the mouth. That's not the goal. Your goal is to produce a contour line drawing, which is just basically outlines of the key details in this piece. And it's all practice. All right, so I'm going to start with N as in Nancy. That's going to take me here. Immediately, I'm going to double click, and my preference is right here for accuracy. Make sure keep selected is off. Press OK, grab my tablet, here I go. All right, why did it do that? Because my color is white. Actually glad it did that. Nope, I don't want that. I want my stroke to be black. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to bump it up to 2. Doesn't really matter what stroke size I use right now because you can change the stroke. You want line variety. I don't like that line. So I'm going to go this way. All right, I'm going to show you how to change these 3. I'm going to do this one, this, and that. And that's pretty much going to be a wrap for the details in the nose. I might do that right there. Oh, maybe not. I mean, you can always just go and click stuff and delete it. What's nice about Illustrator is that the editing is very easy. I'm going to go back. I'm going to double click. I've decided I want it to be just a little bit more accurate, or less accurate rather. I want Illustrator to make the corrections for me. Don't shade. Don't fill in the eyes. There's no shading at all in this. It's only line. No, you don't have to do your eyelashes like I just did. All right. Just to show you what this looks like. Is there any variety in the thickness and thinness of line at all that I've just done? No. So this is not acceptable. This is where you have to go to your selection tool, click on the line, and work some magic. I'm going to bump up the stroke. I'm going to change it from uniform to that. Click off. Now I've got variety. I'm going to click here. I'm going to bump that up. I'm going to go to, try this one. Yeah, I kind of like that right there. Here, boom. Now I have line variety. I have thick and thin. This one, I'll do this one. No, I'll do this one. Make up your mind. What just happened? Click once. I'm going to hold down Shift. I'm going to get all of these lines here. I'm going to change the profile of all of them to this. I'm going to bump it up. Why not? I'm going to turn this back on. No, it doesn't look exactly like the picture. That's not the point. We're producing a cartoon-like line work. We're not trying to reproduce reality like a photograph. That's not what we're doing. Let's say I don't like the pencil tool. Let's say I like what I have, but I want to play around with the blob brush a little bit. You can do both if you want, or you could do the whole thing in the blob brush. I'm going to go sensitivity, double click, 5, tab, 5, tab, pressure, fixed pressure, 0, 100. Okay. Is it working? Sort of not. I don't really know if it's working. I don't know. The nice thing about pressure, yes, it is working, is that you can go from thin to thick within one line. So heavy, thin. See that? Heavy, thin. Heavy. Not heavy. Oh, I like that. It's very nice. And this. And you can play around with lines like that. It's way too thick. So here's the disadvantage. The blob brush is not a stroke. You can't just bump it down. You literally have to delete it, shrink your brush, and redo it. So some of you might like the pencil tool better because it makes a stroke that you can, leading, that you can go select, and then you can change it and have more control. It just depends. And remember, window, stroke, caps. I want mine round. Obviously, that's way too thick. Oh, oops, wrong way. Hello. And your goal, and then when you turn it off, you'll just have your line art. Okay. So that is a demonstration on what to do for this assignment. Now, when you're not finished, watch carefully. File, save as. You remember how Photoshop has PSD, which is Photoshop document. Adobe Illustrator has the same thing. Just leave it. This will save all of your layers, all of your work. Leave the title. Don't retitle it. Just make sure you go to your Google Drive and save it in your assignments folder in your Google Drive. Press save, and you're good to go.